I'm not a crook.
Have spoken. Now let's get some perspective, as I promised, from the syndicated columnist Charles Krauthammer. Charles?
Well, Britt, it reminds me of that famous headline in the Harvard Crimson, Harvard beats Yale 29-29. If you're the underdog, and even though Obama's ahead in the polls, he's the underdog in foreign affairs. He's the newcomer. He's the guy who's on the defensive on these issues, generally speaking. And he's also the guy, I think this election is a referendum on Obama. It's the opposition year. It's like 1980. You've got a newcomer, and if he can pass a threshold, he wins in a sense. I think this debate tonight was even on points. I think Obama was ahead in the first half hour. I think he had a larger vision on the economy. McCain stuck with earmarks, which of course is his strong point, but Obama offered a vision of tax cuts and helping the middle class, which he fleshed out. On the other hour, where McCain was stronger, and he was on foreign affairs, and particularly on Iran, I think he was ahead. But I thought he hammered a little bit. He kept repeating, my opponent isn't experienced, he doesn't have a judgment, he's not ready, but you've got to make the case. And except for the last moment, I think McCain had a poetic moment where he very quietly and softly ended in saying, I know how to heal a nation after a war, I know how to deal with adversaries and with allies. I thought he was hammering a lot. Now, their styles are different. McCain is a guy who hits, he hammers, he jabs. Obama is smooth, he's very elegant, he was nimble, and here's a subject on which you'd think he'd be alien, but he was never flustered. He never was at a loss. I think he was on the defensive on a couple of issues like Iran, but that's because of statements he made early in the campaign. I thought he came out only slightly behind on foreign affairs. Thus, overall, in the absence of a soundbite, in the absence of an embarrassing moment on his part, I think he comes out of this neutral and thus ahead, because we're now going to have debates on the economy, which are going to be his strong area, and McCain will be on the defensive, I think.
The Obama camp, we've heard for some time, has been of the view that this is a country poised to elect their man because of the appetite for change being so strong. And it was theorized by some that what Obama was hoping to achieve on this night was something like what Ronald Reagan achieved in those debates 28 years, in the first debate 28 years ago, or the exchange that he had with Jimmy Carter, in which, you know, he seemed at ease. He'd been portrayed as this weird, you know, former actor with exotic conservative views, and he came across as a quite genial fellow who seemed totally reasonable and, you know, good-humoredly saying to Jimmy Carter, famously, there you go again. Do you think Obama's performance tonight rose to that level?
No, because he didn't have, as you say, that knockout moment in which he won the debate, essentially. This was a draw, and I don't think it advances Obama hugely, but it gets out of the way of potential liability, and that is his weakness. And if you come out, I think, what is essentially a draw after an hour and a half on an area in which it isn't your strength, you are ahead. Now, it's not going. I don't think it's going to be a jump in the polls, but I'd be surprised if McCain gets a jump in the polls as a result of this.
All right,
it does end the drama of the McCain week. I think that is behind us, and now we're going to have a more normal campaign, I think, over the next couple of weeks.
Charles, always good to hear from you. Thanks for coming in.